removal of a justice of the Supreme Court.
No constitution.
Good. Even you cannot hear the establishment of the Premier Facie case now. Say who ye Chief Justice Nifriwa Constitution in Article 146 say a CJ nina a bit determine whether or not there is a Premier Facie case.
Yes.
Not just say whether or not in Naso or say petition you cry kumana. But a ban the removal of the CJ now. CJ Nankasa intimate decide the Premier Facie case. Yes. Then the Council of State and the BEM. But what I say is the office of the Chief Justice is different from the office of a Supreme Court judge.
Exactly.
Intino two ninia no untimi mfa abuboba kunku enumami
eno nye law
there be enye law the law ne kire say uyi CJ na ekwan ye fa so yi CJ no different from ekwan ye fa so eyi Supreme Court judge. But in this case no NDC for say omo pre omo ho ne background ade ma ye say na ye political campaign na omo de ye say omo ba omo be yi ma me get through if you want no na ma ho prepare. And that's what pentamint no money abobo baako ye say
and the bar mam
which is illegal and which is unconstitutional.
Exactly.
Intino we there na me kaka there no but ye fa konya ne enchia ahwefo ne etifo ni and Tuesday nyumre there ye be pensen same nim na ma me sure
and Wednesday no say enra house be try your Tuesday
we say now originally I say me back Tuesday
yes
and a producer say me bra Wednesday
in fact me na me insist say my bra Wednesday
okay it's Tuesday na the woman
I know
inti ye be sure say free baby a ubi na about the removal of the CJ.
Okay.
Now you see ade agodom me person me can say emra no even the district court the lowest court no kra no ye the rules na ye adwuma with district court.
Of course.
Untimi nka say the lowest court until urema akoye dia opebia. Into the district court even has rules. Into the do kojina court you be say are you guilty or not guilty. Sometimes obi any to say but need ye wo pan we di bone so still na be say me man fato ho ye nia me show say need the immigration case here e ko
na akwada damfin
me say you obi adwen say adwen say imrante no mugina court no the evidence is clear so no mudi bone no so because of the tenant of fair trial and the provisions of the 1992 constitution intino hwekwaye de omo fam ye kwaye so omo bra next week omo bra next 2 weeks e banana republic anka because evidence dey so clear intino de omo gina court so ni de omo gum there be imrane nya adwuma sa it na ye the presumption of innocence if you kura na say okoti nipa ne kura say nipa ni di bone ne kura na there is the presumption of innocence chere say nipa no ondi bone ne ye until say court wo to me ebedi atum say nipa no we di bone no na in fact obambre mu aye wo embra no wo in two folds. There was the procedural law and there was the substantive law. Procedural law ne chere say processes kwanya ye faso e de ye nyama bi for instance o person obi kokota untimi mfaka e nkoko to nwura court room say obi awia misika ntina me ba be bojaja amane e bi. There are processes are first to say obe file writ of sermons ye be serving nipa no ansa na court na betina se ni ade godo into there are procedures about the law and you want the substantive law na law nankasa ya turo e wo mbra munim na ye be ka say the law book na the 1992 constitution and the substantive law and there is the procedural law now the NDC for no uti omo ne tie de ebinim kan mo say MPP for kasa omo ntimi nkyere mbra ba ko a president Mahama ne NDC for busu omo yi CJ no
bebre
omo kan ene ye ba be kyere mbra omo busu. Now article 146 now the entire provisions of article 146 of the constitution no and a kyere kwan ya faso yi the supreme judge of the Supreme Court and the Chief Justice. Now article 1466 now and then I check says a petition, you know, processes now. Process they say that's the procedural aspect.
What say where the petition is for the removal of the Chief Justice. The President shall, acting in consultation with the Council of State, appoint a committee consisting of 2 justices of the Supreme Court, one of whom shall be appointed chairman by the President, and 3 other persons who are not members of the Council of State, nor members of Parliament, nor lawyers.
Patrick can 7 account.
Make 7, okay. Was it the committee appointed under clause 6 of the article shall inquire into the petition and recommend to the President whether the Chief Justice ought to be removed from office. Then 8. All proceedings under this article shall be held in camera, and the justice or chairman against whom the petition is made is entitled to be heard in his defense by himself or by a lawyer or other expert of his choice. 9. The president shall in each case act in accordance with the recommendations of the committee. Where a petition has been referred to a committee under this article, the president may in the case of the chief justice, acting in accordance with the advice of the Council of State, by warrant signed by him, suspend the chief justice. Then B, in the case of any other justice of a superior court or of a chairman of a regional tribunal, acting in accordance with the advice of the Judicial Council, suspend that justice or that chairman of a regional tribunal. 2, the president may at any time revoke a suspension under this article. I don't know. Good. Right.
And the provisions of the law now, not just a council of state,
Yes.
And they establish the premier facility.
Yes.
Is that not the case?
Yes.
Good. Now, the establishment of the premier facility now, and no, in doing that, your free be adjudication. Not just say, Oba be determine whether obi default and also be in default. Now, Mbrani say edwumakuo bi yɛmfa ne sɛ movement TV ha say more disciplinary committee over other institutions period disciplinary committee a discipline amanfo so committees no ɛnyɛ court council of state ɛnyɛ court but adjudication in determining the premier faci case a adjudication which is supposed to be court adwuma nti no your friend quasi judicial body not just omo judicial body but have quasi na asema make me do we be student a amanfo say adentina GBA adentina MPP for ye pamo EC any shrad GBA ankasa na MPP for hu boni bia wom na nso CJ ne de omo say e form mbra me ba ho na maba be chirechire
okay
enti we council of state na council of state ni judicial body council of state be a advisory body to the president enti omo no ye quasi judicial body na say constitution so che say quasi judicial body bia be perform activity bia ye adjudicatory function sa quasi judicial body no or exercise discretionary power
yes
enti pacho article 296
article 296
which governs discretionary power
okay so the last week can I add the papa
article 296 which governs the exercise of discretionary power.
What can say it should not be arbitrary.
BBC article 296 na no akosi.
Make 296.
Say ne ne ayate ase say. Council of State na nye judicial body. Council of State nye court. Ohwe court structure na article 125 na Council of State enkan bi. Nti no mo ye
case of discretionary power.
Good.
Why in this constitution or in any other law discretionary power is vested in any person or authority. A, that discretionary power shall be deemed to imply a duty to be fair and candid. B, the exercise of the discretionary power shall not be arbitrary, capricious, or biased either by resentment, prejudice, or personal dislike, and shall be in accordance with due process of the law. And then C, where the person or authority is not a judge or other judicial officer, there shall be published by constitutional instrument or statutory instrument regulations that are not inconsistent with the provisions of this constitution or the law to govern the exercise of the discretionary power.
Good.
Okay.
Now, obi baby say discretionary power you create the bad there. Discretionary power say to me a constitution intimi de mobi say odi asem bia nipa ne betimi ankasa de ne adwen ono ankasa ne own judgment edisa asem no for example critical example bill bill na bill the exercise of bill na discretionary
yes
edi na court ne pe obema o pe all ma
yeah
court ne kra pe all ma reason tia obedi na you bill because the law says that the exercise of bill no a discretionary power and ye dia ma judge no
so for na dwene ni yansa the experience
and the circumstances surrounding the matter no for often decide say assume say money bail or be court and assume say money bail on back court and only a discretionary Now good constitution no article 296 ni chese say exercise our discretionary na was say fair.
Yes.
And was say biased. I was say do butri mu fine and was ka say akwa we meaning ni pa. Menya discretionary ni metire ni say 2 minutes kita me no. I was say arbitrary was say fair candid. Now article 296 na article 296 ni chese say obia constitution na ma ho kwan say exercise discretionary power then mom judge into bajosan kan see ni biem.
Okay, see what say where the person of authority is not a judge
good
or other judicial officer
good
there shall be published
good
by constitutional instrument or statutory instrument
good
regulation biajo amu bibia akwaba aha eye movement television so aha ye wuntumi radio 95.9 say the bia mekanon wutimi for no timi wa ye say orowo wakaba efa wa beti enti say no ye radio station no wuntumi NCA for I suspend the operations for more than a month, right? Enti no ye kwaso adi hu nkomo ye gide se encheche wona enche bia will bounce back enti ama progress bebe no I compress kakra enti mo de beche ye ebo 8 o'clock kwa ye be kwa television by the meantime no ye wo social media so Facebook and YouTube by 8 pa ye be kwa movement television na ya toa enkomodie no so e fam Gordon Asare-Bediako program ni din de Ghana nti na ene no komo bebre wo ho but largely no you be focus on MPP matters and program be mranti be by say from choose Baumia win 2028 right choose Baumia win 2028 it no betin komo na wo match motivation tia wo mode say group ya ba choose Baumia win 2028 no and you be do holomo but before you be do holomo no Kumasi ende for the past 3 days die ye ka amamre ni amane dia aye fe Kumasi enije abeg eye enke ye arehosem die nanso so no wo hwese die amane ni amane fa na aye celebration of life aye celebration of life nti asante ma okwa me no kase bia bobe 8 hoko na abrafo no ya omo traditionally omo de ye police fo e wa himfie no omo de ye na ebekwa akura enti ebe se de for the past 3 days no Kumasi fo watimadi asem no nyina so no and the last day se school ni nke wa nke last days are dangerous enti and the last day enti mesremo baby esi ye mpiem fa no mo bia enkofa ho baby esi ye mpiem fa no enanwumre wa nko baby a ense hwe na empedifo nkohwe baby a ese de ye na eko de kuja ne kwa no kra na ayefe ene Ghana mpanifo for the past 3 days enya senketo Ghana mpanifo ni nyina aye se bi obi a woni Ghana ana ebi obi a wo agent yi bi na wantimi anko ho President John Dramani Mahama eko ho former president Nana Adodankwa Akufo-Addo eko ho former president Judicial eko ho former vice president Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia eko ho former second lady Haja Samira Bawumia eko ho MPP for mpanimfo asofo enhefo akonfo na de na ye mede kwampo ni se metese ese omo ekache slay queens fuin omo mo sha atade na de domo omo sre ho ni omo yi soro ato huin ese ho de obeba de a meme hye sa antade ni bi nsi ho de some hwe pictures ni videos na unsu bia na ho tete ho basa eye pa so mo ye no ma yade na ba kokwa na me fe ni se omo de bas si baabi ehemfo no krompo duo no ma na eka je se wo hene esrew fa wo card si ha na mo nante nkwa na se fa mo nduba enter basim na ye de mo kwa kama tutu se bibia was orderly culture na efe na enwumere se me hu se Facebook madaf ba ko me nuampo wonua sinka ye fa to Netflix nkebe boa mesese omo nhwe furo committee ne nhwe na omo nye nice documentary bi wo ho na mo fa to Netflix no mbehu se di nipa bi za kwakohwe sa documentary no efe entina ye damase pa da so ka galamsi asem ye be koso aka galamsi asem mehu se enura ne ese menu asami jamfimo at TSC, some few minor size be ashe ne makakra SJSF afena fight na start here sebe kwaso sa kusi awieye na nka yetime jagalam se dia enka ye ne beji ai se obe kwaso sa ama galam se to atwa nka ne beji just that we are some of us a bit skeptical about the ekoso nti ebehwe se Calibiso conference for also do mo dia ababontin se ebra ehu hia se declare state of emergency ene almost now not tomorrow yebedi ehu enkomo enwumre ya me read report bi one of the African magazines was it the Africa report na heading no was say and I title was say Ghana NPP faces crisis as Akufo-Addo allies back Brian Echampo. NPP faces crisis as Akufo-Addo allies back Brian Echampo. Mame Kanene, NPP is not facing any crisis. There's no crisis in NPP. No crisis. Se kasa ne tie dia, ene se kasa kamutimi cho se na Roman for years now, so that there was crisis. Abra no mu choose a new pope. And there's a Methodist for you because they could choose a leader. So ya monjo say crisis. The moment position beba beda ho vacancy beba say ye say dimi replacement bia apre ba. There's no crisis in MPP. And it is also not true. Say Akufo-Addo allies. Akufo na appoint to no and no support to Dr. Echampo into crisis or party no. There's no crisis. Dr. Echampo. How many support to no? Minu Akwesi Agyeman no was your former CEO Ghana Tourism Authority. Ti ono no to no so ye for ono se Akufo-Addo ally. Yes. Charles Nitekotegu Cyber now a presidential staffer in charge of social media. It was also so no and the Siakopono was a staff office of the former president and Akufo-Addo office. It was also wo Nana Madukua, former member of parliament for Kwapem North, former deputy minister information, former deputy minister trade. One was supporto Dr. Echampo, Carlos Ahenkra, former MP for Tema Central and Tema West, and then former deputy minister of trade, and there was supporto Dr. Echampo. Ebim kika hon. Chumuni na ewo hall mo no so former deputy CEO. Ebim kika hon wo hall mo akakra fine. Friend is saying, Owura Kwame Wusu. Samuni Kwame Wusu a one na first no ye friend say manager, campaign manager for Honorable Japan, and the former CEO the Ghana Shippers Authority na do ka say is work to condition bibi no. Ono and the former Honorable Japan ho was support Dr. Echampo. Eti we mu na wo so mo ye Akufo-Addo allies no nyehwe. Okọ first Honorable Japan ho no ma. Former deputy minister former deputy minister of finance and Pabin former deputy minister of finance BM Dr. Stephen Amwa one also was a former CEO Maslock or former deputy minister trade the longest serving deputy finance minister and also be minister of state at the finance ministry Abna Asare former deputy minister of finance and then former chairperson of the finance committee Kwaku Kwatin former spokesperson minister of education Kwasi Kwatin bebre friend is saying me aminu aba Madam Frida Prempe, deputy minister of works and housing, deputy minister of gender na I think so called gender last as na wo free honomo. And was that deputy minister of no was not be minister of state as I say. Also Enra Matessa also to the support behind first say Honorable Japan. So these are also allies of the Nekufuado. When we say allies of the Nekufuado, and the most of support first say Robert Japan. Then let us go to Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Ya call Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ministers bebre and I must at more bodin ministers bebre CEOs bebre and the support no. In fact any power ye na Nekufuado ba hu mijemu ya wo ye na Nekufuado spokesperson eye Hajia Fatima Abubakar was immediate past information minister, was former deputy information minister, was former deputy director of communications at Jubilee House, and then was a spokesperson to the office of the former president Nana Akufo-Addo, and then also support Dr. Bawumia. Was support Dr. Bawumia. Anthony Abayi-Fakabu was former deputy minister transport. Former deputy minister transport. Was supported Dr. Bawumia. Why ye can one more allies of the Nana Akufo-Addo? These are the people who are the allies of the Nana Akufo-Addo. Samuel Uku, former director general, National Affairs Lotteries Authority. You call mention lottery neither. Was supported Nana was supported Dr. Bawumia. Samuel Uku is an ally of Nana Akufo-Addo. Kwabrampo Fuapia virus founder of Loyal Ladies was an ally of Nana Akufo-Addo was support Dr. Bawumia. Nana Kwesewuya former managing director Precious Mineral Marketing Company Limited PMMC was an ally of Nana Akufo-Addo was support Dr. Bawumia. Papa no first no buidam ye friend say over Fredo Ware ally of Nana Akufo-Addo was support Dr. Bawumia. Bebre just say a dozen intimacy. And it means say all of them are allies of the Nana Akufo-Addo and they have been distributed. And I'm saying this it's very waha, never waha. Where is the crisis in MPP? There's no crisis in the party. Obia want a choice. It munyai e mad na nkoso by 31st January na yehudi ebesi. Enti saa na metimi di aka wo. However, ye betu ye hofo. Campaign atemdidie e many pen winning elections. Atemdidie e maye hu di adwepa e wo wutirim. Udi ni party mebria ye maye hu nyansa wo wutirim. Enipa omoso mo pe ambeso mo ye flag bearers no. O megini se wo bia wo ni vision. Enti woko baabi wunya akwanya se opese oton won nipa enkoka other person mpo asem wo mo nidia na ye den wa mo obi din pa de ne beye focus on your candidate ni vision niye ni track record niye no wakeka na akọ baabi ba ye kwa ena wi anyi sei emwa enti no sa ena meka. For the meantime, no my main fast that kese Emma World Vision for so mo kan ho emedi programming ebrem World Vision for kofu boni bi de ade boni bi aba be fam your World Vision Ghana and the World Vision Fund Ghana na scammers bi de bibia be fam World Vision Foundation loan na honda wo kwa was for 2000 bra be 5000 2000 na konzi pa and one no 5000 so emba World Vision for the make catch mo say World Vision for Mundia they be friend World Vision Foundation loan. Rather, they have World Vision Ghana and the Vision Fund Ghana. You know the Onya Francis is also and they always say SHS for no more number placement number. Mr. Obako Onya Francis International School of so be kama ama class A schools no. Wo mre ho kra obenya ne 10. Enti omo wo kaso akwan no so ye kaso we niba highway Budumbram big apple ankasa eho ena omo ti from omo G students omo G school for no 0205 201 113 0205 201 113 enti eno eye Onua Francis edie eno no na enkwode bi sa akosofa Chief Justice Mrs. Gertrude Arabatoku no ekwa akra President Mahama ebu di trimo po ewo position ya se obi yi nedi ampa so de o se ayoyo eyi maame nedi na Ghana fondo na gidi se kon fa so yi nedi no enye kwan pa so na maame no amane lawyers enura omode asem no baabi ekọ court nyame aduma efrich na ekọ no nyambo cha Friday enti de nyambo chen enka ho asem nyame aduma efiada ye be da aka ahwe attorney friend say former chief justice ko chief justice kwan boni a President Mahama ene ne nkofo afa o moyi nedi no ye be hwe emra no nyina se di esitie na ye di enkobo etabusafo ye mamu nyina akwaba ake ete say
nyame adomo
eti wona wo de choose ba me ani win 2028 ne ba ya na
enye menko a eye nipa bi na ya kan ye ho abom ana yati bibi se
okay udi ni patcho facha me bi
Joseph Ajete
Joseph Ajete aha e become ho ana mpo so mutasa no I have no option okay fine ene yenko eti ene yenko
okay ni me de yentia otiefo yenchi obi a otie no he o Ghana fana ni na
yeah
ni me de nante ye boko ni etie ne se ni na nim ni eda enim as MPP which is 31st January 2026 ye kwa yi ye flag bearer obedi enim di ye akodi nkunim for 2028 election na ne etie ne se ye ni na nim defeater NDC ewi ni ye election ye ko ye ene gap a wo ma ye na yetena ase kakra se mebunu ne hu ye ne se yehu se ye yonku mebunu na wo party ni mu no ebi so wo doma party no wondo no anu abras kakra enam one or two reasons
okay
eno na da no yehu Dr. Baomia se ogina party no ne appointees no bia na mu apachew na yehwe mu se yehu se no kre se wo ka se MPP fo bibu mfu ya na ebia na yese opese obu wani guso amenum no kre ne se party fo ni bi ene Ghana fo ni bi ebu afu party no enam one or two reasons enti aye mebuno no yehu se etwa se ye kan yehu bom na ye boa na ye mo a ye betimi aboa ne se ye hwe mu no wona wo gina for flag bearership nipa enum ni nyina no yentimi nkase obi mo ne ho modern edi tum ni say criteria party ne de to hono woni na meet the criteria as che ne say woni na de obedi bia betime di party nanim na mom ne yehu ne say yende ye gidi say se no kre na ye pese ye win 2028 election a eda ye nima na che say wo say yen ni na ye kan hu bom ni ye di entom abo Dr. Mahmoud Baomia de ano enyi se hu ye wo ha eye mebunu a ye wo various tertiary institutions a ye TESCON institutions and youth delegates especially in Greater Accra. Okay. Ye ne say ye target group ni na ye 18 to 35 years. Na ne pese ye ni edika ne say enam say ye wo upcoming prime minister enimti no. Wona what say ye a wo ye youth delegate from age 18 to 35. A mo beto aba edie yi flag bearer no ye pese ye de sankofo ne ye baako wona wadwa ye ontanta wona wo nim ni omumfo mu vote ma na ye ndie pese ye twebe won ni ye ni omutwetwe nkomo ni ma omuti asese se no kre se ye ni na ye MPP fo na 2028 ye san pese ye ba ban mu dia na eche se wo se omudi omuntuma boye dia no ni e pia Dr. Mahmoud Baomia no timi be flag bearer eti ne tie ne se eye TESCON executives of various institutions of Greater Accra and youth delegates are the various constituencies in Greater Accra ana ye kan ye ho abom for this agenda na agenda ne de esopa it's unfortunate say because eye media intimi amfa ye team members ne bebre ama na ne tie ne se ye wo team members a wo bo adwuma pa na ya starting from media na ye be hit grounds na grounds a ye hit ni nante yendie obi bisa say na wona a wo bro 35 ne nso omonye ye target ejidi ye say doctor in your office will take care of that na ye ne pese ye ne say wona what say ye from age 18 to 35 a wo ye youth delegate no ye be hie omo ye no mo be chichi nkomo ye no mo be di agro ye no mo be ye niema bebre esan se ye ne adwen mu no se ye pese 2028 ye be power e Dr. Baumia ene ye surest bet eti wona eti se ye no ye be twa be ho na ye hye baby ti se Greater Accra so in the last primaries e call ye no na constituencies ni bi on and off for doctor ye hye mu no mu bebre ni nso akoye mebu na wonye wa adwen yie ebi mu nso sebe ye di sika to ebi nso a lot of reasons ti a one person be support eti de be say ni say ye mpese be ti say neglect say oh ye yi o mama eti ye no ye tu ehu si yo say ye betu anamo ye bakọ aprobo ye bakọ adan ye bakọ sege ye bakọ ningo ye bakọ in fact every constituency in Greater Accra. And our goal is to meet the youth delegate from age 18 to 35. Ni amwati asese no kre ye pese ye win power in 2028. Dr. Mahmoud Baumia and ye surest bet. Aside everything, everybody is competent. Obi abetimi ayejuma. Nemom ni ye hwe se obetimi aboye ama ye dru jubilee in term in 2028. Dr. Baumia it is so when yes say ya tade fefefe ne ye che ya start na enche kra no ye be launch ade in grand style.
Okay mame ko ni ho ni enti mo motivation say amwate sa group win
okay mame chia otifo me ma otifo
edru be be say obeti din kra fa ma have no problem
okay me tia otifo nya good evening any omo hwe o abonte ho now ye aha ye ban nya Dr. Mahmoud Baumia asin senia minia kan edikan kan no now o hwe Dr. Mahmoud Baumia waye obi a mamen kan say youth no aye MPP youth ni Ghana for youth no bebre ye do papa no o hwe papa no ni nimdie sa star of osidi kasa oye ni niama oye eche say we obi a ye di nani tu no so a dachi or the Ghana bedu baby. Omo contesting nya everybody is competent. But Dr. Mahmoud Baumia bia ye di yeni etu ni so a sina mini ani kan say or the yebedu jubilee in term. Ye do jubilee in term a ni aye pe no ye si ensa beka. Uhwe niama bebre a Dr. Mahmoud Baumia edi tutu akwem tama ye wo party ye wo power. Enne youth ni bebre benefiti. Every Sunday no she appointees bebre a omudi Dr. Mahmoud Baumia chi she omo a omo twa no ho hia omo boa no aye campaign no bebre youth. This clearly should tell us that if we want power, it is the youth that is going to give us power. Because share your previous election based on your research yes ya kakra HSA emabrum bebre etu aba etiaye esan nyama eko a anko yi enne Dr. Mahmoud Baumia waji platform ordinary so a okpa Ghana for ni MPP for atro say nia ya bia no omomfa ncheye
say ni say wo ye former
Tescon president
yes. Ewa Accra Technical University wo hwe ho no mo a if I ye lusu Greater Accra massively enema bayin ni nema bayin na campus no mokeka ye no ntitimi ma MPP lusu Greater Accra sa no en fache me wo san yen training enti apart from say student body no beyond that no so guy youth no na almost dey bad asembenya.
Okay, nti asema ema ye lusu ye election no pertaining to me research I miss me here or both campus any other constituency because
who reside being
me feel Lejikuku constituency.
Okay Lekma
now me need Lejikuku la Radekoto pon Kolekote ni ododio constituency na me nyamu edi ehudie because
na kro won ka ho
crow there be crow there man tanko na me ni chrome for this constituencies no na me ta ko ekoye campaign wo nti niam mu kanya youth bebre niam kan particular betting tax.
Yes,
betting tax and one major problem
enko for pechacha.
Yes, min kan dada
almost bet na yedin
almost otra bet odia aban 18 di efrimu ono akobre wakotra ne bet no odi wi na aban so atibie efrimu. That was a major problem omo kan wasem bebre
unam campus crown. That was the communicator. Enam campus we boba media and then you know the betting tax aba.
Na ba man dey buy.
And then omo kan na abi say ba man the betting tax buy ana. Ana betting tax na idea aba no. Is it something wrong because other countries are omo tia tax. Omo tia betting tax kra. Minim UK.
Bebre.
UK tia.
Obi atua.
Any other countries. So it is not something that the government is imposing on us just to come and then try it and yes. Nti when niam no bia so now aside that no so economic crisis aye come wo man no mu eno so ka ho bi na ye lose elections because utumi koto ade ene see 50 Ghana or china be kono 1.5.
It's inflation.
Yes, inflation rate so no high pa na ya ma omuti asese inflation rate na akoso no enye aban no na etro mo say munton no say because ade a metme ton 50 Ghana no me ko ha metma nya 20 Ghana bo bi e ton no 50 obi so ton 150 obi so ton 100 cedis different prices.
Is it that you know campus especially no na propaganda the team students no ana say omo ntia se mo na se ana say omo for them anything goes.
Ghana manuka say Ghana ye oman bia say even say propaganda de that is what we are being moved by. Nia majority ana nia nkofo bebre ka no akwese eno na enya de echi esi ye ko ha wu no bi eko ti say the way mama abai niama oye no shedo we Ghana for see oyade ejimic bi na oye antis bi na oye wo media ne so but Ghana for ejidi ama to the extent say ya MPP for no bi kra no ebi mu kra po den ejini ama yakoso di age omo mu ni media na ade omo mu nim ne yakoso wo man no mu nti won say na mebu so we are being moved by a whole lot of things. Ushe to say your party, like we are in government, we were in government then, but then things that we were expecting to go on, we were not seeing it. Some of our communicators, it was so mumbo abonti, no mumbo bodero. Yen who say ni amanu. Nti tama ebe ombaba abonti ebe bodero no. Na ndi se for na di kan ba, ama be say ni amadada. Nti tama wo beba no, omo feel say okay, oman no edin, ana wo kan say and I share the NDC for can and this for see ya by best share nursing for na mama ekotro montro no say me ba mercy amom no oba ya nursing for no ya yim kofo bebredi enne nkofo more than minimum be 200 people na omo nyam wo fie but then time na minimum omo kasa no omo say oh na then she akotia be man no che ni niama benne NDC ba ye yenti omukaye yenti achichafo aka abesi enne we are in the 9th month yenti achichafo aka these were some of the problems that were going on in the country. Mami kan say ya nhwe na ya anya bibi amfa ho na ama nyama aye ni aye no benne ameno kasa emam no bebre omo regreti say omo mfa asida amma MPP enra meko baby na mini mbebrum bebre ekohia omo bebre NDC for ana ba ko bi ka chem say chale ohun say melinks do super na metmi ahihye edwuma na at least omo pese omo ko chia na nado na omo danase say nya wa yamo esan free SHS no wunti no wan onia enra ye kasa na guy ba ko no osun.
Wow.
Osun. Osi senya na nado a onni baby anabrabo eninam.
Me ba bebusa question me kwa ke ho aba back. Me busa question be say Tescom more campus no. Na propaganda ba bebre no. Role be na mu play here to dispel all those propaganda na eba no. Okay. Uye bebunu moko round da. En komo be nam na moti. And they still moti say ye wenti na mrante na maba bebre no afi MPP ho ebisi afi the MPP ho nya akono ema mrante na maba wa bone be na MPP aye papa papa ben yanye edenya
nti no mesa da wasibiom na se ka wo hwe pa ese ka this period na
but so obeka sa be wa we use micro back no
ka wo hwe pa em said ka this period pa na ese ka mabunu no bebre etimi align or in the previous election ka yetimi win a lot of campuses but it's unfortunate.
So what happened?
Because one my member free SHS so me first batch of free SHS.
Okay.
And I'm a call tertiary maybe SHS. Tika osha from time I remember 400 that basic 100 no one hour spoon in a product of free SHS.
Yes.
In fact majority and they were supposed to give vote to the MPP as thank you but unibibi NDC has been very strategic. I will say universities and the intellectual wing of this country belongs to the MPP.
Yes.
So they were very strategic to infuse propaganda to that side. No mama will say free SHS no krano. DMpo and o man looky to some extent mama COVID looky say any hompo montra na mujidi. They made omama invest in looky say free SHS where we say waba invested omani mu na yedi dia na unya and you see they were very strategic on campuses and to the youth and omo make sure so omo better getting near be a benefit you to say betting tax na na menu aka no e levy ni adade hwese wo ko sani scam obi ni atew wo me de no mo twa cake and omo yo omo de you see they were very strategic with certain things omo nim say mebunu ne tia ebe mon afi no wasan free Ghana youth so aba omo san ye youth omo dom MPP mon say adwuma kra ye ma mo bi ye the national service posting kra no won say ye de am me ye national service me ye national service executive aba Greater Accra be ye organizing secretary eti minim the frustration task on the list beba for just national service posting say enye say you mon fa me nto ha
and some mo so no then I had when say test koni bia de ne de ba enye GMPC a ope NP one pe NP a ope cocoa board enye cocoa board da ope Ghana Port and Harbour enye holmo a Ghana gas ne de be no na Ghana gas de ba do se betimi afa cocoa board betimi afa say GMP so betimi afa say
eno nso eno de yesa na wodi kan ba won se bibia de communication de bia me kase enka ye adwuma asin mpuntu dwuma ne ade ne edi win election pa enka MPP will forever be in power.
You are right.
Because about social intervention policies NDC cannot compare eba kwan ekufado ye NDC cannot compare but you see NDC ni na magana ni no mebru na tia say ubotom ono ho tere no and you see the problem oba ye kro ntimi nye wama Ghana ni no mebru na tia say ekufado ni Jubilee House ana galamse asuye ni na esi eti se wo pensu papa no ma tutia omo na ye mra na embeti nsuo nani ma and you see they failed and so a lot of things they told the Ghanaian people to for them to vote against the MPP. Today they are in government and we are seeing what they are doing. And you see, me say vindication, and a lot of Ghanaians are beginning to regret because so what to about we are Ghana mebunu now we 80 who will gone. Na se galamse enti na ko tutia President Dr. Baumia. Ene omaba omu fail ti ensem omo catch see their body poster to galamse. Ubenu say it is a wenti na me ko tutia MPP na ama NDC aba na obeti nso nani ama na ene omo aba no mo failure obembebu di omo promise student say omo bema no stress free senior mepa yenkoye survey wo universities na say obetimi akan in university nipa 500 kro manya
na omo ye ne den so mutua
first one etia 15,000 student to say
almost 15,000 students.
And maybe na crowd technical university level 100 for people you saying
10,000
ATU
yes
10,000
plus a broker
10,000 plus.
You see, so my problem has always been for wedding na dan and omunim so they are afraid of their own shadows say nyama omo kan enti no ebetimi abehanti omo enti no
but then campus no so no academic discourse community intellectuals in the wo eti ade na mutimi tina ho ema propaganda we timi bana MPP for test conforce ho na ma ye nhwe han anase mo so propaganda na etimi mamu nyina mote ase
Debut. Enti sa. Oh.
Na no odin do.
Say ade no nkofo no omo ahihye adwuma no. On say and this for omonim how ade na black ye bet tell say enye black e white.
Na muso mo mane hu say idea white.
On say ye mo no ye training ye in a such a way say ye training ye in a propaganda way.
Okay.
Ye training ye say we should propagate rather than to propaganda. What you say? Nti the way I training MPP for no ye enti sa ye nim how ye twantro. I blue. But this for no ade na blue bet tell say e green. Ubedi edi.
Akoko gye hall ma was say take.
Senior, uni maybe. Nyesa me aside omo makọ benefit free SHS the seminar ya samba teshi. Dr. Baomia asan yi garanta ka first wo be di loan agi wo febi wo anti bi oye adwuma wa ban mu ana oye senate oye yetene senate azana wa be garanta ma o ene unim say Dr. Baomia ye free ma ye the Ghana card pe. Uno Ghana card pe ko yebema student loan tika and these are students who are asama make can obi benefit 8 years from free SHS asamba tertiary what this student loan level 100 200 300 400 but what 20 MPP because there is a political party omo agenda ni na ne propaganda you obi about propaganda and they are good at doing that. And they are excellent at doing that. And untino afe no na afe nkoma na twe free mfaso a memenya akwakoye se obotom ukyerɛw wonya free SHS wonya loan at the office na so still obotom ho kyerɛ no etututi omo because obotom kyerɛw.
Wow.
You see, so and I'm telling you the youth benefited especially from free SHS to tertiary. Ayem din ankofo and say student ni bi no mo person mo parents be hu na be mo ntua fees. A lot of students took student loan aside ni parent o tua ni school fees or tertiary omo apply DB. A lot of students in fact because of Dr. Baomia vision oyi guaranteed.
I think say one day we have to have that conversation say na ke nipa bebre adwene say ordinarily and am say that full set first second third year fourth year omu nyina eye free SHS product ni die na ka nipa jolo di say den ya huebe obenye be former president na African magazines was it the Africa report na heading no was say and I title was say Ghana NPP faces crisis as Akufo-Addo allies back Brian Echampo. NPP faces crisis as Akufo-Addo allies back Brian Echampo. Mamen kanene MPP is not facing any crisis. There's no crisis in MPP. No crisis. Se kasa ne te dia and se kasa kamutimi cho say na Roman for years now so that there was crisis. Abra no mu choose a new pope. And there's a Methodist for you because they could choose a leader so ya monjo say crisis. The moment position beba beda ho vacancy beba say ye say dimi replacement bia apre ye ba. There's no crisis in MPP. And it is also not true say Akufo-Addo allies back Brian Echampo. Who are the Akufo-Addo allies our party no? Akufo-Addo allies in MPP backing Brian Echampo
and
yeah
choose Baomia win 2028. Me GDA say me nuanu ya can be brave but kakra me dey source no say senior waka no groups na hodo mu be brave e wo ho now so the my dance ne say ye hu esi ho say ye be target in mebunu from the ages of 18 to 35 omo penny ye age bracket ya target ya omo nduma no okay eno ne target ye hwe say ba be di dwumadi ne titiri mu no ɛwɔ Greater Accra
okay
region na ofa obi be bisa say ndie nti ene ma yetu ye ho asi wo say ye be di sa dwumi ama Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia ye share in previous presidential primaries na ye share other regions a ekoyie pa but we share Greater Accra we be cause certain constituencies no baby wo no ma doctor just a slight win over the other competitors inti ascertainment ya ye e wo Greater Accra fa na nyina ne say senior Greater Accra sifa ko ye no yen asemebunu no ya nhyeda ampe inti ye pese ye ntu ye hu si ho na ye nante constituency by constituency efi adan Sege Ningo Tema West Tema Central Okankwe South eye mianga sa mempotum Emra Odododio the whole 34 constituencies of Greater Accra ye pese ye nchi mu nyina na ye mfa sa ememu ni ending komo ofa me kan no me san base wo ye constitution so oko article 13 clause 7 ABC ya tro niema miensa bi ho you see the presidential candidate must be of a good standing.
Okay.
B no so say must be a person of a good character.
Okay.
Over the same way say the doctor see ho na ye bisa party for ne say I am a doctor or a person of good standing and I say or a person of good character. Over minu nim party for no so nim
good standing any dey him
of a good standing no constitution aka.
Okay.
And you mean a constitution is clear. Say be your constitutional matters are ebi o ha a lawyer for or terminology. So make I say you need a legal interpretation of a can good standing.
Okay. But what about good character?
Good character so far and also say clear. Of I say me uti me ba na me bisa say o me uti hai or good character. Of I say only na ye juma ha you can attest. Inti party mano what various constituencies they will attest say doctor and penyampa or you be of good standing and I say of good character. Now offer ade back so now what we my work social media me see me try to play back some of these old videos of a year called 2024 about no in penifoni bebree. In fact ye yen running mate we ya was a yentinsi mu Ashanti region crap no ye hu say impenifuo bi mu a omuni doctor kra gina akono no etisi mu ho na offer in same man na omoka fa doctor ho emra ye ko the election 2024 I won't be verbatim say mebo obi di na me quote the okan.
Okay.
But kakra ebi mu kan no videos wo ho ye hwe good evening Ghana ye mpenifuo ni bi who were ministers, deputy ministers. In fact, those who contested doctor, ejina simpie so e kan say me brave. Say, oh, doctor dear, onu no betumi agi tumi amayen. Or a unifier. Now you share even the other side of the political divide krapwa. Eniema be no manka amfa doctor nana muntu hu say oba be the flag bearer. You see MPP for there we will use doctor and dump him. But ye try yanum for say doctor no ye use no end damping. We made sure say we need flag bearer. E mani di enim de ye koy. Over nobody can blame doctor for our gross defeat. The electoral defeat no ye ntumi nka say a doctor. Over in fact 2024 elections ye ko fa sebe obi free America crab jinaye Emma MPP crapwa we would have still lost because we share traditionally in political cycle in the Ghana the nation it is an 8-year cycle until there was no way obeka say mini animity say obi so munsemi omoka say at the latter part of the year into the election year na in komo bebre cause of propaganda na yera mampeni a wetwem a wasan ba emre bi etwem odin komo bi say Ghana for short memory, of which is very, very true.
And
see, in psychology, there's something we call cognitive bias. We remember things a year enchemu daniema echemu. That is psychology. Inti imebunu na semna na omudi nkomo mo ka say aden na nkola no because oba me mpeso aso a kan kwesa constituency Wesley Girls High School me register almost close to 1,000 students.
You ho. I would do
me cemetery ho no mo.
Be bon gas no.
Good gas filling station. No fa say une imayo emu di nkomo a na ensem omoka. Ba kupo de asem o ka che me say me ka say we 2005. Ono je minimum no pa.
Ya 2005.
Minimum no pa because owo oba me lecture area e ho no wo. Na me say wo ya ko wo free. Asem aba ya no ka che me say ono no de
say no le kibetu aka
of asem ho. Nti de ono wa ba beto no. Wo ka Yera Jerry John Rollins asem a.
Wonimu no wonimu dai.
Wo ka Yera Kufu asem a onimu no. Wo ka Tamil asem a onimu no.
And onim say na ma me fo si bre ne papa fo si bre.
They have no idea. The only regime on Babe 2 year, Yera Nanado Danko Akufo-Addo, any Yera Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. And offer we can all see say hardship there a bakakra. It is not something we all will run away from. Send ya minu yanika enika eno. We have been trained not to lie. Tenya had Yebeka say amutre bae. Inti abofra no wa enjoy these goodies ni freebies from emra ye wo no Yera Kufuor enam Yera Kufuor so na ode ye maame mu nkonko wo free e bae inti se wo po ye obi mpo a nkomo amini omudi e metrom se wo ya wo free wasan ba na na do ni ba omia pen so wo enjoy bibi e fe no free SHS inti wo throughout your life ni nyina krapo no free inti faunsa kona kokotin so
on tiasie because of let's say ahunyenyi a o komusisi a eno pani ade a ohun ni esi emre bi atwemu de ofa eno no nche dan nyina asem. So we won't fault the youth that much, but I will say yen party no ye be sre impenifo no say going forward yenim so mo bom modern ye pa man mebunu. But I think say we can go the extra mile. Okay.
And only the me pese minka emfa because o share Ghana fa nyina sisi a offer NDC for minim say e draw. Omo ye Charlotte bibi wo me constituency something like Charlotte Bibi Festival we go am from Bubi Fest.
Okay.
Na offer omo ye work bi. Na 1-2 bi a na omo ye work o. Na omo nya cars omo ye work ape. In fact, at a point in time, some of us, the intellectuals, we also join. Because you look at the fun factor, the fun aspect of the whole way. What I say, and sometimes me I always say education of enye baby a na edru. Enye baby a na edru sa. So I think say Yera Nanado Danko Akufo-Addo ni Yera Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia our greatest social intervention about free SHS. I think say we should make a conscious effort. Na yembo en humodin say yebema akọ efie bia mu say be enkoye say bia onipa ba akọ pe e wo efie bi mu, but education there it is very 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 key. So I think say we should be able to propagate that very well because of I say be say mbebunu no do mpempen so bia I think say they will be able to appreciate things very much. Say okay we inti ene wo se me den me hwe me masitine ma na se me hwe party a metumi ato eden abai den ama no na we na metoma na minim se obebo modin ama Ghana eden epuntum. All right
enti ejekum ena motene kano but you not better tax net saying na go for complete na boys kan ho asempa ho
over betting tax ni there it was something na complaint no doso. Honestly speaking, you see adeba kwa me who say government no and say the government wanted to try to curb it.
Yes,
because of ye nyina me no me say gambling
so no
the consequences thereof no enye in the wisdom of the central government there nie na onu o person yin nyina ne se o yen hwe na betting yen pay kwan bi so de be den ye be control so all the government was doing is to just put that betting tax say na be at least it would deter you kakra say ade me twakra na me dia ye teme na ofa yen san misa ye ho e bia obebuni ya o chat betting alternative no is what
but that tax na is saying
I think it was 1%. It was 10%.
Na 10%. Ukuta what be fa say me de me betting de me nimu.
Okay.
And I mean hunu so da wo che me say me hu.
Of anya de pa.
Me nsua. Na. Me fa say ukuta wo de fa say 20 cedis. And I would go try sa betting bi. Na who will do 20 cedis what anya be say?
Ejina
what fa say who the 20 cedis. And we twa and was win 100 cedis.
100 cedis.
Now we win 100 cedis. Na se ye ma 70 cedis a boni be kura ne bom.
Wona wodi kese na.
Kese no.
Obi di 10,000. Na wo 10,000.
Na wo twa wo de say de twa yi.
Ebi or the 1,000 e try.
So the 1,000 twa won't me twa etimi we need 1,000.
No, what try 1,000 we need 10,000.
Now what try 1,000. Na say what we need 10,000. Na ye 10,000 e free mu a. Boni be ne wom.
Of us in the psychology of money.
Of course. But yeah, we all know it memo share America lottery you must be give tax to the state of it will be called to 35%.
But of I think say maybe omuno medu impempenso comprehension between the society and the government. Metiase
what is what they have that comprehension no it doesn't come
at once
okay.
At a go mada I just say check what I say in fact zebra crossing near the idea almost say August moves that first na car you see there a use a right hand drive you change it by look at that day now will be for years for years in fact if HIV buy I think the first reported case of HIV was 1986 our Ghana.
Okay.
A best of Quancophobia imposed that Tiasi. Sanity. COVID. It was a COVID kumubi. COVID chichi the baby. As was still the people say there be anyhow. It one yard did no consistently for long while. But some point they be one day. Maybe say party. Maybe say some opinion now. I said the tax it also. Because anyhow you look at it, betting there, I was here try not to open the floodgates for BR. Yes. I said try a continue
the opposition. Who say to say galamsey. See any na ye ko say nanka. Omo opposition better at the ne bibiana ye de politics. And then I be do because ka ye kase beti ye be say ebo amabunu nanka ye kebe no. Na NDC ati asesa na kini na aka bom but wo ye no no akodi na echire akose o machi say mo sika kakra mo nya no mo nso mo je just like the galamsey President Akufo-Addo baya o start say ye think of the task force come of so no jo mama koji Mike say enye ni ehie ni enye nkofo ni chiche na be ma adi na jai. So you see it has me see the bia me problem has always been these people. Adia yen fanya politics no once omuko opposition there they do not want to take any little thing for granted because then omunim say Ghana for no say no medika ka ya adwen no yiti no bibi kakra no obenya no otimo beto otimo mo ntunti omo na mo fama ye ba ye beyi enti waba oyi odi bibi fufu abro say fatua. So you see this has been the problem we have. Adie bianka e wose ka opposition wo opposition wo beboa government there be ebe bona form ti no ono be ku atia no but adie no cry at the pakra just like the galamsey fight. So media de bia me ka say NDC there that has been the goal. Yes Jubilee I'm say there be unhia omo kra do omo ba omo de be ye yi enkukobuo so ba odem jet ase there be e hu hia se e beto jet esi a e betime use out to 2030 nso oba ye oba ye no ho pre ni so beto foforo so that has been the style of the NDC whatever ade bi ho a ese ke yi politics fi no there be ono de ohun ni say avenue a ode be marketing the candidate.
Okay, to the youth. Okay, mate.
Wo hwe ye free SHS kra hwe nsema mo ka fa ho ena me se mo 200 million a mintam enkohwe free SHS mo be ne sika mama o ka se wa pompe ahwe free SHS mo nya sika kitwa ebru ye de na o ka ho asem no hwe nsema mo ka na hwe on say aban no ka say free on say on to me on say o see betna fie 3 months na we nko na red go green oba see me ba me efim oba you see we cannot stop the tracking system. We need to stabilize everything first. Nti bibia na enye rational enye bibia na ye propaganda ana bibia na ye on say me di kanka say NDC for no omo officer ye friend the propaganda office secretary omo general secretary on propaganda secretary no
there be you know communications officer no
current secretary di ama
wow ben na hwede a ade no ebu bobo omo wow hwe omo abawa nya asem bia besi bia yenya Sam George oka hu bibi awo opposition yebenya Sami Gemfi yebenya Ablakwa yebenya Mahama yebenya Asiri Nkitia yebenya Fifi Koti yebenya Malik omunya oni ne media no omunya mukra position omunya they are all having appointment so one way or the other ne omuka nya ebe bobo abomo ne omuka ya ebe bobo abomo hwe yetama yeka say why ye friend say community police ni community nurses ni community fire service for hwe asema omuka fa ho hwensem amuka fa ho na MP before ye pese ye luta nkofo nhemu na ye se o ben na o baaye na Malik recently enye lunch na abi no oka lunch here so obi an hwe obi papa ne ye fun kase a what mu say papa we eduma no ntumi nye but job for the boys
mama bi kwa podo lo hwe na wodi dambe oko almost 60 o so di 34 say okay me pa cho tisia no youth na mo wo omo delegates omo na mo target wo mo message be na mo de ma wo mo sesen why about me
ni di kan no ye kasafa doctor ne personality
okay
nipa no se na osi bre no ho ase esifa 2 ye kasa afa niema pa opeso di gu akwan mu e de boa mmabunu ene Ghana ye hwe ne campaign na wa start kakra ni odi kakra ka o se 10 appointment for every constituency. A very solid idea. You believe it says senka youth never buy into data. E ba afi na nkonko ye Jubilee House pen ye wo. Na mum ye be sane de aba down. No bi enye bi afi neglect na ye mapo menye bi no ebi ni ho. E biom ye hwe nipa no ne track record as vice president. De bia me ka se Ghana hanom. Obi ani wo betima kam se we di vice president a wo make impact more than Dr. Bawumia. Enu nti na enne akola ketu a wonya 2 years 1 year obisa no who is Ghana's vice president obebo Dr. Bawumia dan ya video school them teacher ni bisa school nkola no so why ne vice president o se Dr. Bawumia ye bisa akola foforo o se Dr. Bawumia another one o se Dr. Bawumia but na Dr. Bawumia na wo it is showing you the legacy and impact he has made in that office from Ghana card to zipline drone system in fact a whole lot it dey ka kire mabunu ne say no kre Odoway, Opeway, Odo Vanessa Kennedy, Odo Brian, Odoway, but say a percent 2028. Yet me win power there. Any Dr. Bawumia no bet me dia could do on them. It's the message no. It's ye be visit omo. Ye ba mo nchen. Constituencies ahodo e Greater Accra. Ye no mo ba twetwe nkomo. Say any omo bobo cry, ye no mo be bobo ni bi. Say health screening na ye ni omo be ye bi. Whatever that is there, ye be ye edi about Dr. Bawumia. In fact, there were a lot of plans in go akwemu. Ye de ba. Se CIA wo ye ye constituency reps. Ye ni abrepa. Ye every constituency youth ebe da no that constituency for us. Our boy with mobilization. Na sana maka no yebe yi sa ne nkofo ni na ewie ne yebe mega lunch to start our tour yebe gi auditorium yebe mmabu no wo youth delegate ni youth ni na in fact from various universities edi o maba na yato nsa frem penyimfo ni bia wo Dr. Baumia akache no mo aba be kasa na ye dia start ye dwumadie no ntenche kra ye die date eni ye venue ebeba tuda for your lunch no na ye nya wie lunch ne dia ye full groundwork
but we share performance of MPP and Dr. Baumia in the last general elections opponents of Dr. Baumia within the party just say wa mon homodin and in ba wa mon homodin no any say yes I didn't won deserve second chance we alone saying
de bia na me be se me bisa say we mark ben om de ato na mass ben na omaye because you see our political landscape here favors consistency oba Ghana hanoma
aseche saying
aseche ni na ne say ne ya affront ne bebre no ana yen political e favor no
the ya turn that
yes ne ya
turn no
ya turn wa marketing ho no on e favor no eno ntina wo hwe ye Ghana hanoma wona wodi positions wodi president from Kufuor or first one and farmer no and even be in a gap Rollins be in a gap second one obe close here with over what have you vote in fact a very big on a second attempt President Nana Dankwa 3 times before he became president Atanos couldn't win on his first round so there can I say political landscape favors consistency it's Dr. Baumia amaketing ho dada wato no ho dada enti no afi na NDC for so kra na ba be hold your major prime minister for a candidate so far from 1992 even though there has been but this is going to be a very tough one because the president Mabium no vice president yenye sure so beba net say a new different person is going to come it's adentina say oh that opportunity no one market you obi dada on fa sa nipa na ma embe gensi di oba be nipa foforo abebe pre-vote Nemo wo say yen for no ntonte ni enko yi nipa foforo mra na NDC for nso ko nipa foforo mra you see that is why the NDC is scared because me no NDC ko bobo NDC ni ne ka chem say me the Dr. Baumia ebe ye striker ye be lose ball no ntimi nhego nemo yen fa ne ntonte nemo se be say wi nipa de a ye ko fa ni ne fa ne betu po ni mu ansem be na o ka kire me sa no wo na me no ko bobo no se ne me de betu mu no ontimi nchi ball no na me lose de nyame ase say ono no be se ni bebre
e can complain
nka ukra de men complain de nyame ase na se dem se irade momo fa ne ntupo yi mu mayen o but omo mo ka che ye say ye the Dr. Baumia ba kra dia ye be ba be 15% am say funny wona am no ko bobo it is telling you that they are scared of the man they know his track record they know he has been able to market himself and you see they be am say none of the candidates yet from NDC will be able to match Dr. Baumia
okay will be sending message here was say yeah waka tax on bet and I say gambling was say okay so this is gambling there was say last week here will be a winning scratch and win US we need $3 million na no pescana lump sum so can be on best stagger payment no into a lump sum no according to American law no man 1.3 million is of $3 million man 1.330 dabi 1.3 ya man 1.5 okrempo
over 50
omaji what you say anyway it is our energy ni yes Dr. Baumia amon ho modern 2024 elections and no to some of them no won't deserve a second chance. How do you respond to that, David?
Oh, me tia na emisre. Because ushe our history when it comes to politics and our elections are all the time vote onya ediba power no when you are still in government vote no reduce ushe yera J-Kufuor the first time I buy the vote no increase here 2004 occur in the second round vote no decrease here yera Mills Obano increase here 2012 yera Mahama ebaye for we no decrease kakra amba from sa ena yera Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo obaye increase here 2020 we should have vote no a drop here 2020 a drop here
almost 500,000.
yes so that should tell us that our vote and now when it comes to our elections it's not stable enye de bia na obenya no pepepe anya enye de bia na yo omo kasa bia mo kasa enye de bia na abrewan kwan eye de one way or the other no edabi bedu a enye de ba enye de kan nche se onim nua ninsa no mbo ati ase now ye Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia akobako Ghana haninya tokro bia ni ma Dr. Bawumia on remuda and in the history both NPP and NDC obia ni ha waka cha me say why campaign esin Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia da showing style of campaign ono pe na oye campaign a okọ constituency by constituency a who say V8 bear 50 edinechi
and they say look at ya ekọ you know history mu hu
mi
nya sam ketwa
baba ho okra bus baako bus na okra no ni nkofo nya ehemu any car baako menu pipe edinechi a omoko okoso a onko baby baako se o me ko hape owie a osifom no nanti form Mr. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia and what check Ghana for how I hear politics we be any about politics up politics devoid of insult only Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia who is ordinary platform so all kasa o did obi atem all the time o kasa o kan me ba me say amamu me ba me say this is the leader we want this is the man we want because when you check the MPP also me dikaka as MPP for your training here you training here with intro your training here intellectually and I check your landscape me how meka brofo no kra your political landscape now what who say MPP party no a party of intellectual NDC is not even a match to us.
So
Omudi ye dede. Omo draw monum. Share na no many one of omo communicators echo show. O catch him say, Charlie, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia de musuro no.
Musuro no.
Omo mpa ebo a mo boni nya ni say Kennedy nko wini. Na Kennedy wini a. Nemo no be gugu akwan mu no.
Mr. Jacob,
this should tell us that see, Bawumia is a unifier.
Okay.
He is the only man that can bring the party together.
Okay.
Nti misre Ghana for any MPP, especially delegate for no, me pomo nyina ato. 31st January, your couples na ekoto aba, yen kai Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Oba me constituency a. Oma she door to door asi o. Oma sha se gidi. Me coordinator Kwame, zone 12 coordinator, zone 3 coordinator, Mr. Trebi, any Blackie, Samuel Jetiana Blackie, I'm ta friend Blackie.
Okay.
Omo tie simu, enime we kra me no kasa kra mo omo namu.
Yeah.
Money delegate for
that I know.
Nti mesre say nkomo na ayekoso no yen somu saa na yen boa na Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia embedi enim se na ebeya ye petumi 2028 a yebetimi yen sabetimi aka
me da se ni eje Mr. Jakum ye say Dr. Bawumia enye bold person na obi di president di ya obi na ni edin na oye bold o kekam ni ade na yes onye bold mbe de nako
over Asare we there nkomo we hu edu baby say I just want to be very specific.
Okay.
Over omampeni a yedi e wo krom ha ana say ewiase afa na nyina over emi say yen hwe say wo a wo ho odin o
there be
ana say wo a wo maxels over omo ka say doctor ni nye din omo quantify in your din is saying how are they measuring doctors boldness
say be ambaso bu hunso ko me hunso won tetia nkofo hey si fom
but offer is that leadership? That is not leadership. See,
me you wadi ma didi wa tell me be asala won person hu no.
that is not leadership.
Sir,
and no interest say obetumi edi oman ni. Ana offer ba ko ni bi ni ye maame mu ye se bi ye kan ye mati aye maame no mu nyina. Eno na interest say oyo okendeni.
Ebi enu ni boldness.
Article 13, I will stress on it again. Article 13.7 ABC or say of good character, of good standing. Now offer Dr. Aprobo Awashasi no o share name flagship banner and artworks APR. Yema miensa bi na so. I would want to base on it.
Okay.
Or say he's the most prepared, he's the most formidable, and he's the most winnable candidate.
Na say winnable.
In terms of preparation of Asare, he can't preparation.
Okay.
He has been the only presidential candidate and a flag bearer. It has been closer to the people.
Okay.
Of ye to party no. I never met Nanado Danko Kufuado face to face like this until Accra Academy 2008 rally.
Okay.
Rally kesia ye wo. And no crap on offer. Midina meters away and sana mi hun was stage no so when he was being outdoored.
I see.
But se made show doctor campaign or running, it wasn't a wholesale campaign. It was a retail
campaign,
door-to-door campaign. By Pentecost, I saw them will kind of out. Asia clergy, after clergy, Osia traditional rulers. So this is telling you that this man, when he's being given the nod, his governance will be a government of the people, by the people, and for the people. Offer yen come back so about election 2024.
Okay.
Yes, say one money home on.
I almost say what
offer. I'm not sure say any presidential candidate, being it the yen more the other political divide, NDC, CPP, or Oko Jina Akono in isolation of the party. Obiakwa, there's an attachment of party no.
Yes.
Say be doctor Uncle Jina ho say onu kwani na ho ode ni tumi e na ode kokon.
Say ti wo jina ha. Na party symbol so jina ha. Our ballot paper no so no.
Yes.
O wa ha na party ballot you know so no symbol so wa ha. Asa the space na ba vote.
Yes. Na offer asema make no me can see bibi so. Inti mi bisa me ho say offer o kan ko.
Dey fari nya so ano.
Da bi ye ni sa ya anye ni ye.
Hey, so the leader.
So what about baby a omo so omo tumi winning omo seat? Those that retained and I say a seat that was flipped from green to blue. Ehon yen fambo na. Ehon dem ye sure say constituency for na say region for because oh and the yan e boy ejuma or grounds. But ye share say the ye share the whole sum of it they say oh doctor Ambon Homodin. But I want to state emphatically on record say doctor election no occur no wan kwa man ho pe. Say me and me free Okankwe South. I'm a representative of the party and a representative of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, including the member of parliament all contested offer 2020 yenfa data na me fa manu nsi.
Okay.
In 2020 yenya 6.7 million plus. NDC nya 6.64 BB plus. And ye di win we won over a little I think 500,000 above. Now offer ye ba 2024 yen share apathy gains. The apathy and the gains. O share hono you will see that we dropped from 6.7 to 4 point something. NDC still maintained their 6 million.
Oman Kosro.
Oman Mafom. Offer this data. I won't even let us go into the remit of going to discuss constituency by constituency.
Okay.
But data we are on crapu say yan toaba. Into of a yan toaba no a doctor in Fum Swana. Are we blaming Dr. Mam say because ye yin into na yan toaba? Because he share 6 million. Now say in 2024, yet the end swat ako 4 million. Offer doctor enye and for 4 million votes now. Omu impia nkwa toaba. And offer enya ha na me meba be kan say asem we wo we heard a lot of things that occur so other regions and other constituencies sika akodi nkofo nsem o matena so I have a senior man who is a former member of parliament or not Yuyo honorable Mimbo Nidi. I'll keep it off record or say or catch me say a whole constituency polling station chairman also sika ede man is a fako a form na fako ejuma anko ye bisa na afi not to papa so into offer is it doctor's fault say sika na ya expend sika ni nyina sika no enko no anko no. Can we blame doctor or can we hold Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia accountable for that? Only the why nefemu de mo say omra mo constituency waba wabedi nkomo ni tri mu po nieme wo so onka nyina wa ka kyerem ni aka ni say ebe den ye be boabo amemu na no chobo yodo na ye nyina yakwa kokoto aba no ene wo hwe videos eba online crap or asantimem mamifobia o mabotenku na nanado yesrewo ye ni yehu say yanto aba into the aftermath of these elections is even telling us, and it's a testament, say we cannot blame Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia.
Okay.
Entirely. Fine. Okay, say him blaming the partly are fine. We can agree.
At least what were a flag bearer.
Yes.
It won't be running away from it completely.
Now you share the fefe bisa waye. We didn't simply so a patcho.
Hey, yes, this was patcho. Yes, we already the woman wonka. Obi ebi muso mo do monye bone me hu bone me ye bone we say
offer that is
holier than thou.
Offer that is a true mark of a good leader. Say uyo kendinia sebe e wo say unyo seti papa no etie hu say no niema bi e koso no etwa say e wo so yen onfa chopa
emra
obepa to yesi e na den no ye week ni obia ka all sort of things nti dem biom potin na papa ni nye no family manu si ni ame kan say it was possible yesterday, it is possible today, and it will be possible tomorrow.
It is possible. Aha, ye want me rate 95.9 and I wo Facebook and YouTube today. You bought social media. Now your name, my group is first choose Bawumia. Win 2028. Choose Bawumia. Win 2028. I'm ranting no. Let's about farmer bounce. So can ye kana ayimua. I'm ranting my bawa. Na most of our musho wedim. El kabu de mabane bana high effect. Amopa. She. Mude mabane pa. She ni ne bo walo. Mo for man mbrana. Aha. Tapi you know there. Ay important. Mak.
Yes, shunko fa ye group on offer. You were banking and finance for.
Okay.
You were lawyer for. A man now see him from brand. Me ye lawyers. Aha. Ye di omo beba. Ye for engineer for ni oti ami ni on kan just o engineer.
Sir. O ye there we car da say o ye dey.
O electrical engineer.
It will light.
Yes. Other of an engineer.
Said the electrician.
There me electrician.
Matthias, oh I know. Aha.
You were security expert for.
And I will ye day psychologist and
now. Security expert.
Sir.
Yeah, peace and security intelligence or UPSA.
Oh, okay. I feel what started.
This year.
Okay.
My background and supply chain procurement.
Oh, okay. And you know we are not who the rule. And the rule is a procurement person.
Oh, okay.
And I can also say day.
Media communication person.
Hey, sir.
Public relation with digital communication.
Ewa hemfa.
Accra Technical University.
Mo yes course no ho. By ni nyina no Dr. Ba me mo revise side me nyina ba bi ye technical de. Kasa de ma wi ya ne say ye do ho. What me that me we can call me say me conservative, but I think it's how they said it. How come say KN University? KN University. Koshe course of the humanities say no lego no imagine nyina no mo ye. Going forward na say specific what to say technical say technical ha na wo ko. Aha na wakwa akọ ye. Eti we ye dey electrical engineer and na wo ye security and I want to say the communication. Okay.
Eti ewo ye kuo nim kura no ye wo obia wo ne dwuma odi ewo kuo nim.
Ye a doctor for crap.
And say wo dem no na ebo. Sabe me communication.
Media for ne ba ko.
Sir.
Blogger, content creator.
Sir, so you I will need you. Me here pa. In fact, the bebe say nyame adoma ye hwe date no either 2nd or 1st or 2nd October. You see, ena no President Mahama kasa no. O hwe Ghana fo anim ka kire say Signals Bureau ewo ho na mo nya niema bi na so mo the IP address be chichen kofo can say bo social media. Please don't take him for granted. He is very serious. And the Signals Bureau for no so omo ye well equipped, not under him but under the previous government led by the Nekufuado. Omo ye very equipped say omo timi ayesa ne ma no. And me bo no man na machines ni wo ho. But omo deploy. But they say na uja for buy any there or no we democratic tyrant. And now what deploy sa ne mani nyina. And na me no kase today MP before me no ladies bi omo ne nkofo be nya ntokwa wo social
IP bet me attract o.
Me for me see bo move IP omo match omo friend member. Omo friend member. I won't friend member. I will just come. Any so we see resource on me I will just come. What I say? Ama emam yenu MP for mam yenu omo nya ntokwa kakra bi wo social media. Ya che MP before ni yenu no. Ene. Benjamin Chadie no ya momu bill enti nyam maybe that 1st or 2nd October ye say date near confirm that ye be small training kakrama TikTok is especially a new media enti no ebinu ya madu say bia obetima kado pe bia ene attendee ni sane manema no na de hard when say we bia wa identify so ye MPP ni say the ni kan no MPP for ye training ye say kan okure yen training say yen twantro yen training say yen fa ni die manipa yen training say ni diatem enten ye best training na ma TikTokers no enti I will need you as well why na nyina na yen hwe na yemwa aha enti no sa enete yen ne wrap up okay and mama ko ni homra ni for message ba ni yen hwe ne yen wrap up
kakra mo kan nya ne say Miami boss Valentino Inonote bibi o bia nyakopon hira no
oh ni so I don't want me win this city no wa brew
on say
ayi be dey say ko win pa o
yes on say enye say ni first time pass at
ba ko no wa nko
oko independent
yeah sure
on say papa no nyakopon hira no because o hwaniama papa no oye wo kolekoto constituency enne amene okasa we luso ni office is still in operation the foundation no still na de bia get in da ho na de bia nkofoko ho nti bisa ho se den kra na papa na anye eba no school fees ayetia oyeye eba na pomodin sem eba na apomodin sem papa ni yeye eba no edwuma mu nsem papa ni yeye eba no yefene sem kakra ye di share adwadefo like capital
yes
the man was doing it so why intina omo blame me Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia moawa even like the Koko constituency then honorable Dr. Okobo anye hwaniama Okobo ye constituency no be ekosi sen musa dan kwa be ye no research o si agi Kennedy ba ho na obeye rally Kennedy ba ho 2 times then na nsi enti say party for ka say na Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia na why say nintina ye ntime ndi aba na when I hear those things then I feel like Charlie, are we serious as a party? Intimidate sre na mesre yemfa ye bibia entu nchen embra yemfa baakoye embra na intimi kogitumi no embra back MPP because Ghana for na sisi ana mu free MPP. Ghana is calling MPP, not MPP calling MPP. It is Ghana calling MPP. Intimi sre se yenya yemfa yetuma enchichiri ye
ye fe to amo entuma
yes na yen koji to me embra afesu aye me boss enra odi ni birthday aye Chris Lloyd ye deputy national youth national organizer oba bedani ye next national youth organizer coming 2028 no bedi enim kan na koji to me aba
obe contest yo
yes,
as national youth organizer
oba national youth
okay
o hwe papa no de nyamishira no so waya ade pa ama mabunu no awo MPP o hwe youth the way papa no asi edi youth no ene amukita hodin no daddy enya asem kitwa min kan dada o say Greater Accra so far SRC elections are ye wo Greater Accra nya eye MPP seat papa we ni modern bo ena watimi secure sa seats ama MPP.
Okay.
Intimate say delegates they are entitled to vote for the youth no. Edu honoma amonkai Chris Lloyd. Eni papa Titus Glover.
Wala so benya ko ho.
Oko organizer.
Mate enti
yemboa na yemfa to me emom any Greater Accra Mandela ye youth organizer.
Mate me ka democratic tyrant no obi atworo wase no mo e wo YouTube ho no mo FSS Steven Kofi Antwi wase democratic tyrant this wasere sa na obi ha wase fe na one was so this be MPP communication team MPP egu ampa o sa na mpacho omo wa hwana me ka cho se mo MPP communication team me pacho wa bon wa ya no watwe ho kakra why misrew yes sabrin misrew and in fact indeed is a MPP communication team compa what really is wrong so mo kan no wo betima ka bidie what the presence of mind they say can so betima kai na one me busa wo obi say day was Kofi Antwi many Ghanaian has an unbridled proclivity for shifting blame. We are not honest enough to admit our fault. Politicians know this culture of Ghanaians, they capitalize on it to campaign. Okay, and we see the Sikadiene pay. There be with the mean to make the twason. Was it Felicia? I was in Ghana July. Abandoned you go there. I'll go there tomorrow. Okay, Dr. Barmer's campaign last year was Dr. Barmer's campaign last year was people focused. We haven't seen anything like that in our political history. Obidia whatever no. Was say they measure it with insults. Pearl Debra was say Barmer does not back. He's very intellectual. We say who said Barmer is not bold. Okay, they may or also Eddie, I don't know. And then Dr. Barmer is our fastest route to presidency. Good evening, my boyfriend Gordon. God richly bless you and your guys. Udin they say esi techwa my wife uti wana me the wife wa da na minchia no. Aha, one idea. Michelle. I say if you love Ghana, will you say we should change Barmer? If you love Ghana, will you say we should change Barmer? Felicia Adika and a buyer no messages no home be. I think said net the end a year most of the money yatim did. We do we become we na canter into most of the other men person by baking can but a net dear and a mayad and net the mudaho net the masipa. I like watching the program. Okay, that's it. Yati etino Mr. Jekum for last west bribe we are me quack for
the last west no a person in for video so now titu in mebunu ewo MPP among
but you fetch me will be Prince Anochi betting was see in America betting tax is at least 24% before the state also takes yes it is about 30% in total. What I say enti federal ibia ajo modie ibia national so ajo modie aka ho it is about 30%. Na high 10% abo ezikikem also pia say futuru ukrum na why can never fanya kwan no. Sorry fache me
okay aha see na make no mesre mbebu no ewo the new patriotic party no say a internal contest na me admonition pan say yen hu ne say ye wie internal elections here, we will need each and every one to come back together and then push the elephant back to the Jubilee House.
Yeah.
Na enko say ye internal elections. Na afi trying to solve some of these issues will become difficult. We can do or go about our politicking without insulting or putting up derogatory comments against each other. Of a banisa, who we are. Nafi, I would ding pose obeding. Ubeko sebe. Unia enim, and I say other camps, no camp, way camp, A camp B, way for we horse a control. A banisa na I had enough for a crabbing. It's a mess. We should be able to do the campaign devoid of insults. Yeshayera Dr. Bamwood Bamia. Miss House I had to etiani no. Min who and I say min till baby a poor widing. What responded say asimesi eto ayampia mami. And I say obenting e can wait yami. And I also have to do what? Rebut it or do what? Respond to it. Inti mestre. Now for so offer minjina ofidie so. Na mema foundation bia nyame adoma ochina omukoye big project ewo Jamestown. Headed by Madam Denise Jejom, Smile with Didi Foundation. For the past years, they've been attending to children.
Okay.
Nkola Sebe, Omo school Semu, Omo Didiemu. I mean, the group's focus is to ensure there's something sustainable for these children.
Okay.
Inti Nyame adoma ochina omu ko Jamestown omu ko donation ahodo be breed. They are going to donate pads, school bags, mathematical sets and a whole lot. You know, baby yes sister Denise Obia no on any group any team members. We wish them very good luck in tomorrow's project.
Me da se Mr. Jakum na motene kan no aka yenko.
Yo, me da se pa na se ne aka no. You choose by win 2020 na enche kra yenya de lunch ne esisi so a ye best start ya probo adversity various constituencies ye best say ba omonji ye fel so ye mabunu age 18 to 35 I the target ye youth delegate but me for video so na me ma announcement kitwe eye program se me nu agin kese di kan e bo so ha da no ba ye eye Vodec Africa NELEF National Emerging Leaders Economic Forum. Yewra Daniel Asumeni program oye Monday ya ye biom. Ewo UPSC auditorium na etitiri for bebregu so yewra Julius Debra Chief of Staff was me maame Fatima Abubakar was so.
Okay.
Honorable Kojo Oponkroma. In fact nipa na was so ne doso na ye program a targeting mabunu. It is a kwan wo ho a Monday yen share wo UPSC auditorium. Anopa 9 near wo honom kwan wo ho ye mobno wo Ghana o Accra hanom UPSC de heya Legonte mu heya tuanomo na bra na betie because you say futuo de o tie free penimu wa boaw tu ba no betie bi na nso de abo bra ti mesre say Monday 22nd September em say a holiday ana
yeah
ye ni na ye nhim wo UPSC auditorium ne enye na enye fe ye beda wasenso o wakonya de bia wo de mayen se mabunu ayenso yesi so ye pese ye fa kwan so bo party ne bia mayen ho kwan me ye ba o show kakaka so bi me na mabonto se dan me hu movement TV oh dan me hu me kwa so se me hu movement TV nini na yewura kwan ya wa mayen se enso ye mra ma kasa ti ye da wasepa ne o producers enso ase wakonya mo de ama choose ba omia win 2028 that's
all right it na motene kan ake na motene kan no yes program no so eja ene akalan GH ena wasade mesi abonten timi pese kama adongo me producer masa ebili mo and Eric mu na eka ho general manager Krezo Kweku enti nyame adoma next week adongo paso nyame adoma next week en mu nim ko woni ehwe ida Monday holiday Monday probably Wednesday na holiday na da kaje see mama ye ncheme statutory holiday tiana me mrejuma me law abiding citizen me sirabo pa me am kasa me IP no ati o man yan de say na nya yibia right the family god na Asare-Bediako na me adoma e china no pa e be share work okude programs movement in the morning. Good night.